Plaintiff Lucretia Thomas met the defendant at a hair salon, and they became friends. Lucretia claims while they were friends, all the defendant did was complain about her no-good cheating man, who is with the defendant in court today. Lucretia's suing because she co-signed on an apartment for the defendant, but she was later evicted and Lucretia was charged. Defendant Kiesha Patton says Lucretia's the one who makes bad decisions when it comes to men because she was involved in a 4-year-long abusive relationship and was even involved in a high-speed chase with her abuser. Kiesha admits to owing Lucretia some money, but not the amount she's suing for.
All right, prove your case.
Okay, Your Honor. As you know, Detroit is definitely the hair capital of the world.
That's right, no question about that.
So, but in those hair salons, it's not just hair being done. In this case,
What they doing?
Kiesha,
Selling dope?
No.
Starting
No.
to say now. Go ahead.
In this particular case, Kiesha was a nail tech at the hair salon that I used to get my hair done at.
No, I'm trying to understand. You say hair is not the only thing being...
Hair is definitely not the only thing being
what
done.
else?
at those hair
Gossip?
salons.
What else?
Friendships develop and definitely friendships end.
Okay.
That's what I'm just trying to say
Go
with
ahead.
that. So in the midst of all that, I was purely just a client of hers, but I became a consistent client of hers. So, that relationship grew into a friendship. Me and her was, almost like sisters.
Where at in Detroit area?
I used to get my hair done on the east side of Detroit.
Is that where you do hair?
Yes.
Where? What?
Actually, I'm not at the
Trying to
same
get you
salon.
promote your place, huh?
I'm at Fabulous Styles on Warner Connor.
See there? All right. Go ahead.
But as you can see, me and her is definitely on two opposite ends of the
How
stick.
so?
Because I come dressed to your courtroom conservatively, and she comes dressed to your courtroom like Kamora Simmons on a welfare budget.
Man, I like what she got on more. I like what she got on. I ain't gonna lie. I'm just having fun, man.
Oh, wow.
You are conservatively dressed and
Thank
you
you.
are sharp. I like what you have on.
Thank you.
She's dressed a little more seductive and I like what she has on. So when I want to be seduced, I'll go to her. When I want to read the Bible, I come to you.
There you go.
Go ahead.
And also, to my surprise, the individual that she has sitting next to her is the same man that in the midst of our friendship that we developed, she complained to me about being a liar and a cheater and so forth on. But despite all of that,
Now, why are you
this
going to mess with their relationship?
I'm not
What's
trying
that
to
have to do
interrupt.
with the case?
I'm not trying to
What does that
interrupt,
have to do with a breach of contract and eviction?
Well, this individual I know had a key to the apartment, which she was
Okay.
not paying rent. So why wasn't he there to help her pay the rent and the bills?
Okay.
So in the midst of all of that, in the year 2007, Kiesha came to me and she was like, she foreclosed on her home. She was staying with her mother. She needed somewhere to stay.
07, everybody
In
was
07.
foreclosed, unfortunately. Unfortunately,
somewhere to stay.
a significant percentage of the homes in Detroit were foreclosed on because we have the highest unemployment rate in the country because our industry pretty much collapsed, the auto industry, and has been collapsing for many years. I'm telling folks this because they try to put down Detroit like we've always been some big ghetto. Well, you wouldn't be riding in no car if it wasn't for Detroit. Oh, fair weather friends. I tell folks, where you from, Judge? Detroit? Oh, fair weather friend. You weren't doing that when you were listening to the Motown records, the Temptations, Aretha Franklin, all the other four tops. Weren't doing that when there were no other auto companies, before Toyota, before Mercedes, and before anybody else was in town. The only thing you were riding on is Detroit-made cars. Now all of a sudden you done got brand new and want to talk about Detroit. I'm not gonna let you.
There it is.
Hypocrites.
There it is.
When foreign car companies leave, you're gonna be walking. Go ahead.
Exactly.
That's with Detroit, I get mad.
I'm from Detroit too, so I completely understand.
Go ahead. So
But-
yeah, everybody's been affected, unfortunately, in Detroit. So she's just another person in
But
07.
she was affected by foreclosure due to a similar situation that me and her is in. Apparently, she had friends that was staying with her at her home who she trusted to pay her rent, which caused her to lose her home. So I'm quite sure she knows what I'm going through with
Okay,
this.
and you went through the same thing. Let me allow her to give some background.
First of all, Your Honor, Ms. Thomas has bad judgment in men. She has
really?
consistently she was in a 4-year abusive relationship to where, she has high-speed car chases and people waiting outside for her at her job. And I mean, just
Your Honor, he
crazy
did
The
the
church
same thing.
lady?
He did the same thing.
It's not a church, like it's a cover-up because I don't really want you to
Whatever.
know who I am. See,
Whatever.
me, on the other hand, it is what it is.
And as you can see,
All right.
I don't have,
And it is all right with me.
Your Honor, may I say something?
I'm gonna let her give her side
Okay.
first. So you say she's been involved in high-speed chases with men. They're waiting on her outside the job.
yes, she
I don't know who was the most seductive. If a man doing all that, she doing something other than reading the Bible. Go ahead. If he doing all that.
I mean, she thought he was going to be a pro athlete. So she stuck by him.
Jersey chaser, that's what they call them. Go ahead.
Basically.
Dope men, women that chase dope guys, they call them sack chasers.
So that's her.
Women that chase athletes with money, they call them Jersey chasers.
Oh.
Go ahead.
Okay. Anyhow.
Not that I believe that. I don't believe that. Go ahead.
Anyhow, he never went pro. He's now coaching Little League somewhere.
That's all right.
And-
That's even better. That's a better
Right.
contribution
Definitely.
to society.
No problem with that. However, they've been through all these situations and a child came about, which was one of 3 people.
Now what is, oh Lord, what does
Therefore-
this have to do with,
Because my thing is this. She allowed men to dog her out and treat her any type of way. I was there for her to hold her hand or listen to her cry or whatever. When I went through my major situation, she was nowhere to be found. When my grandmother that raised me was in the hospital in a coma, she was nowhere to be found. But she called me about some money. But yet you co-signed for a man, a car, he runs out of town. And, oh, it's no problem, because that's your friend. When I was buying your groceries, I was your friend. What he do for you other than you? So what is your real definition of a friend?
Your Honor, can I respond to this situation that she was speaking to?
Go ahead.
Bye.
Okay, I'm 24 years old. This woman is almost 30. She didn't know nothing more about me far as any past relationships until she moved into the apartment that I got for her. So this is stuff that happened like 4 or 5 years ago, okay, when I was still in college at Eastern Michigan University.
Eastern?
Yes. Yes.
That's where I attended.
And that's where I graduated from.
So did I. I graduated too. You said it like you graduated, I didn't. Go ahead.
Our friendship had long time deteriorated when her grandmother passed away and all this stuff. So me and her was not in contact we haven't been in contact for about 1.5 years.
Okay.
So when all this happened, of course I wasn't going to be there for you. You only used that as an excuse to why you didn't want to pay your rent.
Let's hear about that. You're suing her about failure to pay rent or breach of contract? Tell me.
She did not pay rent. And they served me.
How are you liable for?
Because I was the leaseholder and she was the occupant of the apartment.
You obtained a lease in your name?
Yes, for her
benefit.
Yes, I did. And she basically was writing bad checks, bouncing checks, and not rewriting checks to pay for the insufficient fund fee and, the rent that she didn't pay.
All right. Ma'am, what do you want to tell me?
Well, in August of 2007, I moved into the apartment.
That was in her name?
Yes, she co-signed for it.
No, I was the leaseholder, didn't co-sign for it.
However, at that time when I moved into the apartment, I couldn't even walk. So therefore, I was not working. But for 2 years, I've managed to pay rent on time. Yes, I did write a check during the time that my grandmother had passed. It did come back. I called her immediately and told her what was going on.
How were you
That's
paying the rent? To the landlord by check? How so?
Money ordered by check.
To the landlord?
Yes.
All right. And do you agree you have a delinquent bill with the landlord?
Yes.
How much?
It it should be.
She's suing you for $4,200. So how much?
I don't know where
believe?
that comes
How
from.
much
It
do
should
you
be
believe?
$2,095.
All right, $2,095. Does your witness want to speak? You want to
Yes.
speak today? Stand up. State your name.
My name is Kenneth Patton.
What do you want to tell me?
I have witnessed Miss Patton make efforts after effort to call her. She didn't return no phone calls
Call her to do what?
to make payments on, I guess, their dispute.
Okay.
She made the attempt saying that what she was agreeing to owe her and how she was going
And
to
they
pay
couldn't
her.
agree
No, she never made the
that
effort
is not
to
true.
sit down and
to discuss it.
right,
All right.
correct.
Ma'am, do you have any evidence of the amount
I do.
that is delinquent with the landlord? She paid all the rent to the landlord. So whatever wasn't paid to the landlord, ma'am, then you're liable for it. What is this you give me? You
That is-
give me a ledger, but more importantly, you give me a judgment from landlord tenant court.
That is
Which-
the judgment that they filed against me.
Yep. For $37.89 for the failure to pay your rent. They say she owes $37.89, man.
They added their attorney fees, or however, we moved out of the apartment before.
Whatever they added, ma'am, you're responsible for. You failed to
Okay.
pay the rent. She is indebted as a result, and therefore you're responsible. But it's not $4,000; it's $3,789 as listed on the eviction. That's all I'm granting you, ma'am. Have a good day. Judgment for the plaintiff.
A liar. She's always been a liar, and now I just see the truth in her.
She's selfish. She used people until she get what she wants, and then when they don't conform to her way of life or what she think her way of life is, other people's way of life is supposed to be, then she throws temper tantrums and then she brings them to court, if they're female, of course.
I wouldn't recommend anyone to be her friend. She portrays to be someone that she's not, so beware of Kaisha Patton.